Okay, well, good morning, everyone. My name is Deborah Vasquez, and I am the Director of International Education. So I'm probably going to be the person that you speak with a lot while you're going through your application process. And of course, I'm the one that will be picking you up from the airport once you get here. So, welcome.
Awesome. All right. So, just to give you a little bit of history, Fayetteville State has a long and proud history of academic excellence and student success. Founded in 1867, we are one of the oldest public institutions in North Carolina. We are part of the prestigious University of North Carolina system. We are a historically Black college with a strong commitment to diversity and inclusion. And our alumni work all over the world in industries like business, technology, education, and healthcare. At Fayetteville State, we do believe that education should be accessible to all students from all backgrounds, which is why we offer an affordable tuition, high quality programs, and global opportunities. Okay. So, one of the biggest reasons international students choose Fayetteville State is its affordability. Through NC Promise, we offer one of the lowest tuition rates in the United States. In state students pay just $500 per semester, and out of state students and international students pay only $2,500 per semester for tuition. This significantly reduces your overall cost of education, making an American degree more accessible and affordable than many other universities worldwide. In addition, we do offer scholarships for high achieving students, graduate assistantships for master students, opportunities for on campus employment, and that means less financial stress and more focus on your studies and your career goals. At Fayetteville State, we offer over 50 undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral programs in high demanding fields, including business and finance. Our AACSB accredited business school prepares students for leadership roles in global markets. Our nursing and health sciences programs are ranked among the top nursing programs in our region. Computer science and cybersecurity are STEM designated programs with excellent career prospects, as well as engineering and technology, which offers hands on learning in robotics, AI, and so much more. In addition to our education and psychology programs, where they prepare future leaders in teaching and counseling. We do emphasize real world experience, offering internships, research opportunities, study abroad programs that help students gain a competitive edge in the job market. So on this next slide, we're just going to brag a little bit about ourselves. We have, the only student run radio, TV, and newspaper program in the North Carolina region. We are number one in nursing. We are the number one in the state for Student Choice Award based on our Student Choice Awards ranking. 95% of our students are accepted into law programs. Again, I'm sorry, let me jump back. Pre-law students, 95% of them are accepted into law programs. So we have a little bit to brag about, and I hope that you will take advantage of some of these options if you decide to join us here at Fayetteville State. Living on campus provides the perfect opportunity to immerse yourself in university life and connect with other students. Our residence halls offer modern, safe, and comfortable housing options. Our dining halls serve a variety of meals, including international cuisine and soul food, the best soul food I've had in my time in North Carolina, if I can just throw that plug in there. We have an international student association to help you adjust and build friendships. And know that our housing team and university administrators ensure that all our students, especially those coming from abroad, feel right at home on day one. I'm sorry, just lost my place. Fayetteville State is a vibrant and diverse campus where students can engage, learn, and grow. We have over 100 student organizations, including cultural groups like the International Students Association. We have global networking events that connect student leaders with those who work in business, technology, and public service. Music, theater, and art programs exist for those who love creativity. And we have career development programs that help to prepare you for the global job market. So know that Fayetteville State is a tight-knit community where you will meet people from different backgrounds, share experiences, and create lifelong memories. In terms of our sports and fitness, we know that for many of you, that is an important part of student life. So know that we do compete in Division II athletics, the CIAA, where we have championship winning teams in basketball, football, and more. We do offer intramural sports, which allows students to join friendly competitions. And we have a worldwide fitness center, which is open to all of our students, and know that track and field and other activities are available to help keep students active. So whether you want to compete at the college level or just to stay fit, Fayetteville State offers plenty of opportunities for sports and wellness. All right, now we know that moving to a new country for university can be a big transition, and know that we are here to help. Academic tutoring and mentoring exists to offer that extra support to help you to succeed. Our Career Services Center offers resume help, internship, and job placement opportunities. Our International Student Support Office helps with immigration, cultural adjustment, and academic advising. And in terms of health and wellness services, we do have medical care, counseling, and again, those fitness programs that I spoke to a second ago. So at Fayetteville State, we make sure that every student has the resources that are needed to thrive while you're with us. And now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Head to talk a little bit about the application process and its required criteria.
Okay, for those who have taken an opportunity to research Fayetteville State University and have decided that you do want to move forward in the application process, we want to ensure that you are taking the right steps in the process so that everything is seamless. So the things that you'll need in preparation are to complete your application, which you can do on our website. You'll go on our website and you'll create an account through our Broncoville portal, and then it'll allow you to submit your application. Once you submit your application, you're going to get an email generated to you that'll say, basically, thank you for applying. Please activate your Broncoville portal, which is a critical part in the process because it allows you to log into the portal 24 hours a day after applying to understand where you are in the process, what's here, what's missing, and then, if you decide to enroll after being admitted, all of your steps are there in that portal. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a moment. But in addition to completing your application and preparation, you'll need to submit a $50 non-refundable application fee. Unfortunately, this fee is not waivable, and so you are responsible for the payment as you submit your application. You'll need an official high school transcript. As international students, we will need you to have your official high school transcript evaluated. And once that evaluation takes place, it'll need to come to our Office of Admissions in order to add to your application. Now, when it comes to the evaluation, and again, we'll go a little bit more into details here in a moment, but you have some options, but they are very specific in order to do it correctly. If you have a GPA of between a high school GPA of between a 2.5 and a 2.79 based on the evaluated transcript, then we will require you to submit SAT or ACT test scores. And if you have a GPA of a 2.8 or higher, you are not required to submit SAT or ACT test scores as part of your application process. Now, these are the courses that we look for. Once we receive the evaluated transcript, we will determine whether or not you have satisfied the need for all of the courses illustrated here in this slide. We also require a proof of language proficiency if your country's primary language is not English. If your country's primary language is English, just remind us if we have not removed the need for a proficiency exam, and we will determine that your country is in fact, the primary language is English, and we'll remove the need for that item. But again, if your primary language is not English in your country, then we will require one of the English language proficiency exams to include the SAT or the ACT can be utilized to test your English proficiency or to satisfy the English proficiency, the IELTS, the Duolingo, or the TOEFL. And you see the information here required as far as amounts and scores and things of that nature, and style exam, whether internet-based or paper-based. And so feel free to take a photo of this, but this information is on our website, and I'll share where you can locate that. As I shared earlier, a course-by-course evaluation for your high school transcript is required. You'll see a link there that says NACCE's organization members, which allows you the opportunity to take a look at all the NACCE's members, and you determine which one of those organizations you want to have evaluate your transcript. The thing that you want to make sure to be aware of is that that organization has to provide a course-by-course evaluation with GPA calculation. If that organization does not provide that type of evaluation, then you'll need to consider one of the organizations from the list that do provide that type of evaluation. And so that's really important, because occasionally we'll get an evaluation and it'll just be an equivalency evaluation, which basically says, yes, the student has what is determined to be the equivalent of a high school diploma, and that's it. Unfortunately, we cannot use that. And each time you go back for an evaluation, it is costly. And so we want to make sure that you are taking care of the evaluation on the front end the right way, which again, as I stress, is a course-by-course evaluation with GPA. Now, before I turn it over to our Director of International Students, on our website, there is a page dedicated to our international students. There is a step-by-step process that gives you all the steps that you need, reminds you of the things that I'm sharing with you today. But one of the things that you'll notice is a certificate of finances form is required as well. Unfortunately, as an international student, you do not qualify for scholarships or financial aid. As a result, the certificate of finances serves as the document that gives us an idea of how you're financing your education, whether you're financing it yourself or if you have sponsors or organizations who are financing it for you. The certificate of finances form, which is downloadable from our website, must be taken directly to the banks of the individuals who are financing your education. The bank official will need to complete the form to show how much funding is available and dedicated directly to your education. They must sign and date that form and return that document to our Office of Admissions. We do not accept just a bank printout. And so if you are having issues with getting what we need in the form of our certificate of finances, feel free to connect with me directly or Dr. Vasquez, and we will work with you on that process and let you know kind of what your options are along the way. But another reminder that on our webpage, there is a page dedicated to international students and their entire application process. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Deborah Vasquez, because once you're admitted to the university, then you'll need to connect with Dr. Vasquez for the rest of your process. And so, Dr. Vasquez.
Thank you, Mr. Head. So yes, the first thing that's going to happen with me, I'm the international director here of Fayetteville State for Fayetteville students. And so the first thing that's going to happen is you're probably going to receive a decision letter. As soon as all those documents that have been received in the admissions office is going to send you a decision letter to let you know whether you have been accepted or denied. Once you get your decision letter that says you have been accepted to Fayetteville State University, please contact me at that time. So throughout the whole process, you are dealing with admissions, but as soon as you receive that admissions letter stating that you have been accepted to the university, that's where I sort of come in to play. So what you will need to do is email me, or you can call me. And right here on this slide, please, if you could jot down my email address, or if you could jot down my telephone number, that would be great. And this presentation is going to be available to you once we have completed. So just be aware of that. So after you get your decision letter and we have confirmed that your certification of finances that Mr. Head was just talking about has been received, within 48 hours, I'm going to send you an I-20. Okay? So once you receive your I-20, read over it thoroughly. Make sure there are no errors, no typos in your name or your birthday. Make sure everything is correct on it. And if something is wrong, do not panic. Just get back in contact with me. Let me know that there's a typo or there's an error. I can correct that for you easily and quickly, and then you can move on to the next process of getting your visa. So once your I-20 is ready, no errors, the first thing you're going to have to do is fill out your application for your visa. This application is called a DS-160. And you will find this application at this website under the last bullet. Okay, and after you finish filling out your application, the next thing you're going to do, if you will click the slide, Mr. Head, for me. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do after you fill out your application, you're going to have to fill out another form. But let's go back to the application. The application is going to take about 90 minutes to prepare. The application will time out if you leave your computer on this link, and it will time out. So in about 20 minutes. So make sure you have all your documents in front of you when you are completing your visa application. As I said, it takes about 90 minutes, and every 20 minutes it times out. if your computer is inactive. Okay, so after you have completed your application, please write down your application ID that is provided for you in the top right corner of that of your application. Okay. Now, the next thing after you get your application completed, it's going to prompt you um, for you to fill out for you to print that application. And there's a confirmation page that you'll need to complete. And just make sure you print that out for your 901 fee. Your 901 fee, you'll see the link here, right here, in the first bullet. That's where you will pay your 901 CVIS fee. Your 901 CVIS fee is going to cost approximately $350. Okay, so once you have completed your application for your visa, you have paid your CVIS fee, you're going to receive an appointment date for your visa. The appointment date is going to be an interview for you. So when you go to the embassy for your interview, make sure you take your passport with you. Make sure you get the little small photos for your passport. The passport photos, make sure you have at least 2 of them, and do not cut them. They're going to be used for your visa. Okay, so after you take your passport photos, your visa photos, you will also need to take that confirmation page of your DS-160. Once you take your confirmation page and make sure you have your application ID written down, also you'll need to take the I-901 payment receipt that you've already paid the $350. And it's sounding sort of costly, but this is what the whole process is for every international student. So after you get your receipt of your payment, you will then take your I-20 that I have provided for you. You're also going to have to take with you to your interview the certification of finances that we just spoke about, that your bank is going to sign and stamp for you. And then lastly, the thing you're going to need is your acceptance letter to Fayetteville State. Okay. Now, once you get to your interview at the embassy, make sure you know something about Fayetteville State University. You can just maybe Google a few of our facts, or just relay a few of our facts that we just talked about in the slides previous to this one. So know that Fayetteville State is in North Carolina. Know that it's on the East Coast. Know that it's a HBCU. Know a few facts about the university, because they will ask you about the university. Okay, so once you have completed your interview, they will give you your passport back, your passport, or they will keep it. 99% of the time, if they keep that passport, that means you have been approved for a visa. If they give you your passport back, that may mean you are denied. But once you get the approval or denial, again, contact me. First of all, contact me if you've been approved so we can move to the next step. Secondly, inform me if you've been denied, because sometimes I can write a letter to the consulate just to let them know that you have been accepted here at the university, and I'll give them a few facts about you, and maybe you can go back for another interview, and then you will be approved. And sometimes this happens and it's okay. Sometimes you go back to the second interview and you're still denied again. But I will give you a letter if you have been denied that first time to try and get that visa the second on your second interview. Okay, so after you have been approved, the next thing you're going to need to do is contact our residence life department. Residence life is the department that handles all the on-campus dormitory rooms in our apartments. So if you are approved, please please contact someone at this email address or this link right here immediately. And I say to please contact them immediately because sometimes we have so many students here, all the dorms are full and they fill up quickly. So make sure once you're approved, first inform me, second, and contact Res Life. And that will just help you prepare for a room. And so you'll have a space or a bed once you get here. And that's only if you're living on campus. Okay. So after we've confirmed your accommodations, the next thing I will do is contact you and let you know who your academic advisor is. Your academic advisor is going to be the person that helps you with registration. So what I will do is after you have been approved for housing, or if you're staying off campus with relatives, that's fine also. But I will contact you. I will give you the academic advisor's email address, and I will leave it up to you to go to the next step and contact the academic advisor and let them know that you are ready for registration. Okay, and then after we get you registered for classes, that's pretty much my role with you. Of course, my door is always open. If you have any questions, please, if you have any questions, my email address is on here. Contact me via email, via phone. I'm available for you. Lastly, the last thing I normally do for all my international students is I pick them up from the airport. So you're going to have to come to the Fayetteville Regional Airport, which is the closest airport to the university. I know that if you go into Raleigh-Durham, it's probably going to be a cheaper airline ticket, but if you drive from the Raleigh-Durham airport to the university in an Uber, you're going to be paying about $300 to $400 to get here. That's how far we are from the Raleigh-Durham airport. So just come into the Fayetteville Regional Airport. You might pay the same amount of money paying for a ticket to come into Fayetteville instead of using an Uber to get here. So I will send you a form once you have confirmed your accommodations on campus. I will send you a form, and that form is an arrival form. And all you do is complete that form, let me know when your arrival date is going to be, what your airline flight is, the airline number, the time, and the airline, and when you're going to be here. And I will be the first one at the airport to greet you and welcome you to Fayetteville State University. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Thank you both. So just for your FYI, The process from application through arrival to campus may take anywhere from up to 12 weeks. So you want to make sure you give yourself ample time to go through each of the processes that will allow you to successfully be available and ready to sit in class on the first day. Um, we do want to thank you for joining us, and at this time we will answer any questions that you might have for us. So you can type them in the chat here. You can raise your hand so that we can give you access to the microphone. But we definitely want you to walk away armed with lots of information about our process. So yes, I do see a question here. Aren't international students eligible for scholarships? You are eligible for scholarships. Just know that any institutional merit-based aid, but know that any assistantships or grants that may be affiliated with the federal government are not they are not I'm trying to think of the right word. You international students are not eligible for that type of aid, but if there are scholarships available that do not require like a social security number or a need for you to fill out any of the government associated documentation, you are eligible. Great question. Other question. I'm trying to take a look here at my screen to see if I'm missing anything anywhere else. Uh, the immunization record and health insurance. Um,
Take that.
okay,
I'll take that question,
okay,
Director Floyd. Yes, so if you are transferring to Fayetteville State, yes, you will need to get your immunizations record completed and loaded on your portal for student health. If you're transferring, also one other thing, when you're completing that application, please include your CVIS number on the application so we'll know that you're transferring and so that we can get you all the documents that you need to have that I-20 transferred to the university. So you don't have to complete a new CVIS, you don't have to complete you don't have to go through another round of interviews. The only thing that will happen is that excuse me, you will transfer that I-20 to us and I will get you the documentation to do that. Immunizations are very important here. Um, you do have to have certain immunizations in the, and if you don't have the date, the month, the year of an immunization, they will not accept it. So make sure your immunization records are going to reflect the month that you had that immunization, the date, and the year. That's what we require here. Sometimes you might get an nastygram that says if your immunization records are not complete, we're going to drop you from your classes. So this is very important that you get those immunization records to our university prior to coming on campus. Okay, did I answer that question? Okay.
perfect. I thought I saw another. Looks like someone's typing a question. I think this is another question for you, Dr. Vasquez. An H-4 visa?
Okay, so you're student, you recently completed high school and you're set to enter the US with my family as a dependent with my parents on a H4. Okay, so that a H4 visa, totally clueless what a H4 visa is. But I'm going to let you know that once you come into the States and you come in with that H4 visa, you're going to be okay to attend school here. Let me just double check on an H visa, which is a temporary workers visa. You will be able to enter the US and you can go to school here on an H4 visa. However, when you turn 21 years old, you're going to age out of that H4 visa. When you age out at 21, they're going to expect you to go ahead and have that H4 visa converted and transferred into a F1 visa. So you can go to school here 18, 19, 20, 21, you age out. And that's when you're going to have to stand on your own student visa, which is a F1 visa. Okay.
Just
Did
so
I
you
answer your
know, we are still accepting applications for the fall 2025 cycle. So for those who are interested in thinking about applying to institutions, we will accept applications up to right before the classes begin based on the academic calendar. But because you are an international student, you want to keep in mind that timeline so that you, again, you have ample time to turn in all of the documentation that is needed and to get here before classes begin. I already have my health insurance, ISO student health. Is that accepted by FSU? Um, we would have to put you in touch with the Student Health Services Office to get clarity on that question. I know that students who have already secured adequate health insurance can waive out of our health insurance option. So you just want to get that confirmed by the Student Health Services Office. Any other questions? Mr. Head, you can stop sharing your screen, please. Um, any other questions that we can answer? The deadline to apply for fall. So let's see. I'm just going to take a quick look at our academic calendar. Classes begin typically around late August. I don't see the dates. Anybody know? Do either of you know? Dr. Vasquez, Mr. Head? I don't see the dates for fall 25. I don't believe that those dates have been posted yet. Just thinking about the last couple of cycles, classes begin around the
Around maybe
17th
August
through
16th,
19th.
17th. Yeah, somewhere
Yeah,
around there. Yeah.
so I would say, based on international student requirements and criteria that has to be met, you want to get yourself in alignment so that you have completed all steps by around the 30 days prior. So about the 15th of July, just to ensure that there's nothing that is needed on your end before you travel to the States, so that you can be with us on the first day of classes. So the classes begin around the 16th through 19th, students are permitted to move into the dorms the weekend prior. That's accurate, right? Okay.
Yes, for welcome week.
All right. Just making sure I'm not missing any other questions.
Looks like there's one more down there. I submitted my application through the CBCA. My counselor already submitted my official transcripts to the system. Should he submit the official transcript again directly to FSU? As I shared earlier in the international student application process, international high school transcripts must be evaluated by one of the NACES organizations on a course-by-course evaluation with high school grade point average. And so once you identify which NACES organization you would like to work with that provides that specific service, you will follow their process to get your official transcript to them so they can evaluate it. And once they evaluate it, they will send our Office of Admissions the official results. And so your transcripts do not need to come directly from your high school to FSU. They need to go through the NACES organization for evaluation, and then the NACES organization will provide the evaluated document to our admissions office.
Looks like there's a question about ECE evaluations and whether or not they're accepted at FSU. Again, just to piggyback off what Mr. Head just mentioned, we don't have a preference for the credentialing company that you utilize, as long as it's a NACES member org, and as long as you request a course by course evaluation along with a GPA calculations. Those two pieces are critical for the review process, and there is no deviation from that rule. So as long as you utilize a NACES member organization that offers a course by course evaluation along with a GPA calculation, we will accept that credential. And know that the credential must come directly from the credentialing organization to be considered official. So once they have evaluated your transcripts, it could take anywhere from 5 to 7 business days. Sometimes it may take longer based on the information that you provide. So you want to make sure that you allow yourself some extra wiggle room to deal with any sort of one-off situations when you are working with these external vendors. I see a question from Esther here. It sounds like, Esther, you might have a specific case, and we're happy to address if you will be in touch with us directly so that we can properly advise you on your UK transcript. So if you want to send us an email, we can be reached at admissions@uncfsu.edu. I'm going to type it in the chat as well. Just reach out to us, give us a copy of the transcript that you're speaking of so that we can take a look and give you the proper advisement. I think Mapelo is asking if the ECE transcript is acceptable, even though you've already requested it and had it evaluated. Again, as long as it meets that criteria, you just want to reach out to the credentialing service to have it sent to us. If it does not have a course by course eval along with GPA calculation, we will loop back to you and request that requested those criteria be met. We don't have a maximum in terms of scholarship. Any other questions? And just to speak a little bit more about scholarship opportunities, those who have a GPA of 3.2 and above are considered for any merit-based aid that the institution has to offer and will be awarded based on fund availability. Keep in mind that the aid that we offer may not exceed the cost of tuition. If you are awarded aid, it could certainly help the cost, but it will not cover the cost of tuition and fees. So it is important that if you are accepted into the institution that you have the funds and can show in your certificate of finances that you have the availability to cover your full cost of while you're studying here with us at Fayetteville State. There is no separate process for the merit aid that I spoke of. If you are accepted into the institution and there are funds available, then the Office of Scholarships and Financial Aid will reach out to you with any notification of award, awarding you those funds. What happens after graduation? Great question. Do we return to our home countries or get a work visa? That depends on what opportunities you are availed upon graduation. Did you have a point, Dr. Vasquez? Go ahead. I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, so normally what happens with international students after they graduate from the university is they apply for OPT, which is a program where you can stay in the US for at least another year. Now, most students do apply for OPT and they are granted OPT long as you do it within the right framework for Homeland Security. After you stay your year here and you get you some experience, then you can go back home and apply your your education to your home country. Now, if you're a nursing student, which is one of the biggest programs for international students, the nursing program, you can apply for OPT. And then there's another program within OPT where the US ha- um, because we have a shortage of nurses, students that major in nursing sometimes after OPT are awarded a work visa or they are awarded a green card so they can stay in the US and practice their nursing here. And at that point, then you're in the US and you get to stay. And now for other majors, not unless you're a STEM major, after OPT that first year, you do have to return home.
All right, you all asked some great questions, and we are just about at time. We are here for you. If you have additional questions, you are welcome to reach out to us at admissions at UNC dot. What I do? I was about to say it wrong. Admissions at uncfsu.edu. Apologies. Or we can be reached by telephone at 910-672 1371. Again, we are recording this session and we'll send it out shortly after we conclude this morning. So be in touch with us. Ask any questions that you might have. I see Dr. Vasquez has shared her contact information in the chat. So be mindful of that. And thank you. Thank you for taking the hour to spend with us to learn more about Fayetteville State. We wish you the absolute best in your academic journeys. And yeah, keep us in mind. All right. Take good care.